Hello all, welcome to TNPSC Tarvos classes. So today we are going to see the PYQs of the year 2018. So we are going to focus only on the topics of agricultural economics, and we will see few of the questions in today's session. So starting with the question number 76, it comes under production economics and farm management. So the question is that we have to find the break-even point. We have to identify the break-even point in terms of rupees. If the fixed cost is rupees 8,000 per hectare of a crop, price per quintal is rupees 950 and variable cost per quintal is rupees 485. So they have given as the fixed cost and then the selling price and the variable cost. So the formula for break even point is that it is fixed cost divided by selling price per unit minus variable cost per unit. This is our formula. So if we are substituting it, we will get the answer. So what is break even point? It is a point of no profit, no loss. So it is a point where the whatever cost we are spending, we will get the same returns for what we are spending it. So the answer will be C. We will see the solution in the next slide. So, okay, first the break even point, as I said before, it is the formula is that fixed cost divided by price per unit, that is your selling price minus variable cost per unit. So, fixed cost is 8,000, price per unit is 850, and the variable cost is 485. So, if you solve this, you will get 17.2 quintals, which means that if the producer is producing up to 17.2 quintals, he will not have a profit or a loss point. Means he will be performing in an optimum situation. Okay, so in question what they have asked is, they have asked us to find in rupees. So to find in rupees, the selling price is 950. So we are multiplying the break even point quantity into 950. The answer is 16,324. Sorry, yeah, 16,324. Next question is question 79. So they are asking us the shape of isoquant for perfect substitutes. Okay. So there are two goods, substitutes and complements. Substitute means which substitute one for the another. One input can be replaced by the other is called as substitute. Complements means both the inputs will increase simultaneously or decrease simultaneously. That is what we call it as complement. So they are asking the shape of isoquant for perfect substitutes. So the answer is it is linear line. Okay, for isoquant of perfect substitutes is linear line. If it is for perfect complements, the isoquant will be L shaped. Okay, it is L shaped. And like for perfect substitute, it is linear straight line, and perfect complements, it is L shaped. Remember this, both are very important. So before going to explanation, what is isoquant? So iso means same or equal. Quant means quantity or output. Isoquant is nothing but it is a line that represent all possible combination of two inputs that yield same output. Okay, it is a line representing the combination of inputs yielding the same output. That is what we call it as isoquant. Usually isoquant is convex to the origin. It will be in this shape. Okay, normal isoquant is convex to the origin. If we have more than one isoquant, we call it as isoquant map. They do not intersect, and the isoquant above the other will have the higher combination. We tell it as a better combination. Okay, so coming on to explanation, as I said before, it is a line representing the combination of inputs yielding same level of output. If it is perfect substitutes, which means that one input is substituting another in a perfect level. So if you see here, as I said, it is linear shaped. So if I am decreasing, let it be 1 and let it be 2. If I am decreasing 1 by 1 quantity, then I am increasing 1 by 1 quantity. So increasing 2 by 1 quantity. So this is what we call it as perfect substitute. So for perfect substitutes, it will always be a linear straight. Okay. And so it will be straight downward sloping linear line, and it fall from left to right. So our next question is question 81. This is also from production economics and farm management. So the question they have asked is that they have given few statements with respect to rational stage of a classical production function. So the first option is that MPP is less than APP, that is marginal physical product is less than average physical product. And the second option is that marginal physical product is equal to 0 when the stage E ends. Third option is that the elasticity of production is equal to 1 when the stage starts. And the last option is TPP, total physical product is negative in the rational stage. So select down the correct options with respect to rational stage. So try to recall the classical production function. Have told it in regular classes also, and even in the revision session also. This classical production function is very important, and you can expect 2 to 3 questions from this classical production function diagram itself. So the answer is option 1, 2, and 3 are correct. Okay. So the basic thing is that TPP will never become negative. Among the three curves, TPP, APP, and MPP, only MPP will become negative. Except MPP, APP, and TPP will never touch us the axis. Okay, it only decreases. It first increases, reaches the maximum point, and then decreases, but it never touches the axis and never becomes negative. Okay, that is the concept. So we'll see the explanation. So stage 2 is called as rational stage. There are 3 stages in the classical production function: stage 1, stage 2, and stage 3. So stage 2 is the only rational stage. Stage 1 and stage 3 we consider it as irrational stage. Why it is considered as rational stage? Because in this stage, if a farmer is undertaking the production, he will get the better profit in this stage, okay, compared to stage 1 and stage 3. So it begins where, okay, before explaining this, let me draw the diagram. So this will be your TPP curve, and when where TPP is maximum, your MPP will be 0. Okay, this will be your MPP curve, and then one more curve is APP. So where APP cuts MPP, this is your first stage, and this will be your second stage, and this will be your stage 3. Okay, now we are speaking about stage 3, that is, stage 2, that is rational zone. Okay, so stage 2 begins where APP is at its maximum. Yeah, exactly. It begins where APP is maximum. And at this stage, APP is equal to MPP. Yeah, exactly. It is right. And the elasticity of production will be equal to 1. Okay. And stage 2, MPP remains below APP. Okay. MPP is below APP if you can see the diagram. And stage 2 ends at a point where TPP is maximum. Exactly. The stage 2 is ending where TPP is maximum and where MPP is equal to 0. Okay. And stage 4, they have said that TPP will be negative. No, exactly. TPP will not be in the negative. It will be in the peak. Okay. Next, moving on to question 82. This is also from production economics and farm management. So the question is that the decision rule from the principle of marginalism. So what is the decision rule from the principle of marginalism? Marginalism is nothing but the additional, the added input or the added output, how it impacts the profit or revenue. So according to the principle of marginalism, what is the decision rule? The answer is that marginal cost is equal to marginal revenue, and this will be operating in the stage 2, that is the rational stage of classical production function. At this stage, marginal cost will be equal to marginal revenue. So we'll move on to the solution part. So according to the principle of marginalism, it tells that the rational producer maximizes profit at the point where the cost of adding one more unit, if you are adding one more unit of cost, then you will have the same increase in the revenue also. That is, the marginal cost will be equal to the marginal revenue. At this point, you will get the maximum profit. Okay. Next question is question 89, and this is the match the following question. And this question is again from production economics and farm management. So they have listed out the risk and what risk is due to, what is the reason for the risk they are asking us. So try to read the options and try to cut down the options, so it will be easy for you to select. Both the statement type question and match the following, you need to be clever in eliminating the options. So if you are cleverly eliminating the options, then surely you will be picking up the correct option in the end. So the correct option is option C. Okay, if you are seeing, so production risk is usually due to the rainfall distribution, usually due to the weather parameters. So production risk is due to the weather parameters, that is rainfall distribution or temperature increase, drought, flood, etc. Next, marketing. So whenever we are speaking about marketing, we speak about demand and supply. So marketing risk is due to the fluctuation in supply. If there is higher supply or lower supply, mismatch in supply and demand, this causes the marketing risk. And price risk, it is due to fluctuation of price. You can directly select this option. And financial risk, whenever we speak about finance, we are speaking something about credit. So financial risk is due to increase in the credit. Okay, financial risk increases with increase in the credit. If you are obtaining more amount of loan, then your financial risk will be higher. So the same explanation is given here. Production risk is due to weather parameters, rainfall, pest, diseases. Marketing risk is due to demand, supply, and transport changes. Price risk is due to the rise or fall in the price. And financial risk is due to the increase in credit amount. We are accumulating the debt so that we will have more financial risk in our business. Our next question is from agricultural marketing and price analysis. So the question is, kinked demand and price rigidity is seen in which market structure? They have given 4 market structure. They have asked us to find which is the in which market structure you can see the kinked demand curve and the price rigidity. The correct option is oligopoly. Okay. So they have given 4 types of market. So oligopoly means few sellers. There are only few sellers in the market. So obviously, when there are few sellers, the price will be rigid. Okay, one seller will change the price according to his competitors. If the competitor increases the price, he will definitely not increase the price. But if the competitor decreases the price, he will automatically decrease the price just to compete with the decreased price and just to attract the customers. If a competitor is increasing, why he will not increase the price? Just because increasing the price will make him lose the customers. So if he is maintaining the same price, then more of the customers will get attracted to him. So that is the strategy. That is why we will have a kinked demand curve and the price rigidity in the oligopoly market structure. So in case of monopoly, there is only a single seller and the price will be higher, and the price will be fixed above the production cost. And perfect competition is the market where the buyer and seller will have an exact knowledge. There will be more number of sellers. Duopoly, it is the simplest form of oligopoly where you can see only 2 sellers. So this is the explanation. As I said before, there will be only few dominant sellers. So the price match will be between or among the rivals. So if there is a price increase, they will definitely not match the price increase. This is why there occurs a price rigidity. Next question is question 88 from agricultural marketing and price analysis again. So the question is that expansion of firms by consolidating additional marketing functions and activities under single management. Okay, we are consolidating various marketing functions under single management. What term we call it in marketing? They are asking about. Okay, the correct option is market integration. So what is the market integration means? We are integrating various functions in the marketing. That is what we call it as market integration. So market efficiency is nothing but the ratio of market output to the market input. We call it as market efficiency. Price spread is nothing but the difference between the price paid by the consumer and the price received by the farmer. Okay, it is difference between the consumer price and the producer price. We call it as price spread. And finally, technical efficiency is nothing but increase in the output. That is what we call it as technical efficiency. Okay. So the correct option is market integration. We'll see the explanation here. As I said before, it is expanding the firm by combining multiple marketing activities under single management, that is a centralized management system. Totally, there are three types of market integration. One is horizontal integration, the next one is vertical integration, and one more is conglomeration. Okay, these are the three types of marketing integration. So in case of horizontal integration, what the sellers or the marketing unit does is that they combine similar marketing functions. For example, Vodafone merging with Idea, they are performing same marketing function, so they join together and they came under a single management system. This is what we call it as horizontal integration. So vertical integration is nothing but combining the upstream or downstream activities. For example, the person doing wholesale business, taking up the retailing also, it is an example for vertical integration. Or the same person who is doing business of wholesale, going for procuring the products, then it also comes under this vertical integration. If he is moving towards the supply side, we call them as forward integration. It means under vertical there are two types: forward integration and backward integration. If it is moving towards the supply side, we call it as forward integration. And if he is moving towards demand side or backwards, we call it as backward integration. Towards production side, we call it as backward integration. Okay. Next question is question 92. It is also from agricultural marketing and price analysis. So the question is that who is responsible to announce minimum support price, MSP, in India? Who will be announcing MSP? So the options were state government after sowing, CACP, Commission of Agriculture, Cost and Prices after sowing, Government of India before sowing, and Government of India after sowing. So they are asking who will announce. It is not about fixing or a recommendation. It is about announcing, the final announcement. So the correct option is option C, Government of India before sowing. Okay. So who is responsible for setting the minimum support price? It is CACP, Commission of Agriculture Cost and Prices. And MSP will be finally announced by Government of India under Cabinet Committee of Economic Affairs, CCEA, before the sowing season. So here goes the explanation. So CACP, Commission of Agriculture Cost and Prices, they conduct the field study and they will recommend the prices to the central government. And the final announcement will be done by the Government of India via the CCEA, Cabinet Committee of Economic Affairs. Usually they do it before the sowing season. Okay, before the farmer goes for sowing, they will announce the MSP, and based on the MSP, the farmer can make an informed decision whether to sow the particular crop or shift to another crop. So next question is question 93. So it is also from agricultural marketing and price analysis. The question is demand for farm inputs, that is fertilizer, chemicals, and labor. Okay, what we call this demand as? The options are derived demand, reservation demand, effective demand, ineffective demand. The correct option is derived demand. We are deriving the demand. The demand for this farm inputs or derived demand, because we do not exactly or directly consume that particular input. We cannot consume fertilizer directly. We are like demanding fertilizer just to just to fulfill the demand of a particular farm product. If paddy demand is more, then fertilizer demand will automatically get increased. So this is the concept. So here we goes with the explanation. Farm inputs such as fertilizer, seeds or tractors are not consumed directly, and it doesn't give any personal satisfaction. Okay. This demand depends entirely on the consumer demand, that is the demand for the final crop output. If the final crop output is demanded more, then obviously the inputs will be demanded more. We are deriving the input, that is why we call it as derived demand. Here comes the next question from Agricultural Marketing and Price Analysis. Question number 90. Again, the match the following question. So they have listed the types of markets and the goods that will be sold in that particular market. So try eliminating the option so you will get the correct option. So the list of markets given are secular market, terminal market, local market and national market. Yeah. So secular market is nothing but the market of permanent goods, okay, or the market's location will not change very frequently. So you can see this market for durable goods. So here the option is manufactured goods. Usually the manufactured goods are durable and secular market is of manufactured goods, okay. And terminal market is nothing but the market for end commodity. So end commodity, or we will be handing over the goods to the processor or the final consumer or exporters. So in terminal market, usually after terminal market it will go for processing or storage. So processing and storage will be dominant in the terminal market. And the third option, local market. It is a type of market based on location or area. It is restricted to a village or a group of village. So local market, it is a cattle market. You can see cattle market at the village level. National market is the market at the country level. Okay, it is the demand over the entire country. So the option will be 3, 4, 2 and 1. Option A. Yeah, it is right. Okay. So the explanation for this secular market, as I said, they are long-term market. You can see durable goods sold here. Example of manufactured goods and industrial products. Terminal market is a final stage market where the produce will reach exporters, processor, large wholesalers and consumers. Local market, limited geographical area, it will serve, and it will serve usually a village or a group of nearby villages. And finally, national market is a market where the commodity is traded across the whole country. Okay, within the country it will be traded. Example, the wheat market, rice, sugar cane, cotton. The common example, apple produced in Himachal Pradesh, getting traded to various other states. This is the example for national market. And the next question and the last question, I want you people to answer for this question. So, again, it is from Agricultural Marketing and Price Analysis. So, they have given commodity boards and you have to match it with their headquarters. So, according to this question, what you have to do is that you have to focus on the production of a particular commodity. So, you can easily guess the headquarters. So the commodity boards they have given is Coconut Development Board, Tobacco Board, Rubber Board and Coffee Board. You have to match it with their respective headquarters. So let's not solve this question. You just comment it down in the comment section. So it will be easy for you to know the status of your recalling and memory. And so thank you for watching the video. Hope you enjoyed the video and try recalling the concepts that we discussed today. That will make you more confident for your exams. And this is only a part of the question paper from economics. You still have finance left and other things left under economics itself. To cut down the video, I have just focused on marketing and production economics today, and we'll see the leftover concepts in the next video. Please make use of the classes that is available in the channel, and also make use of the courses that is available. And once again, thank you for watching.